So, here we are. Time for another fanwork Speedpaint. This time, my patrons have voted on a presentation of my Night in the Woods fic, which I have yet to post chapters of at the time of recording this. I intend to fix that by the time this goes up, and link the first chapter in the description below. If I haven't remembered to do this, somebody slap me. So, what all is up with my fic? Well, let's go over it by basis, then character. So, it picks up 2 months after the events of the game, and a lot has changed for the main cast. I'll tell you as I focus on each character, but overall, they're still stuck in Possum Springs, with no end in sight. That is, until a spectacular session of band practice with a new addition that gets them all the attention they need to be certain that their band is their way out. The new addition is, of course, who I'm doing first here. Selmers has recovered from her addiction fully and taken on new routines that have her energized and more creative than ever. She took up a job at the old pickaxe, filling in holes left by staff members who were in the cult. Her poetry developed into a wonderful internal metronome that makes her an excellent drummer. You may notice I had her grow her fur out and dye it a bit, just trying new things to take advantage of her new lease on life. Then we have Bee. So, Bee's life has gotten both more and less complicated. She now runs and owns the pickaxe herself since the painful revelation of her dad's occult occupation, but most of the stress in her life is long gone, focusing on herself more and even trying to quit smoking. The complication comes in the form of one of her bandmates giving her quite the surprise, and the sudden big sister role she's discovered with Lori, whom, though not present in the image you see me making, is the one behind the camera, and has since discovered himself to be Lawrence, after meeting up with Jackie. Anyway, you may notice Bee's outfit is a bit brighter, though not by too much, but it fits her new outlook on life. Lastly, you may notice her instrument. She learned to play piano from her mother, who played the organ for the church. So now, she's applying it to the band through keyboard and eventually guitar. On to Angus, and yeah, he really hasn't changed much. He's certainly annoyed by the fact that the area of Bright Harbor they wanted to move into was gentrified and now way too expensive to move into on their budget. But he's hopeful for this new project getting the whole crew out of there sooner. In the meantime, he's taken up rhythm guitar, even being gifted Greg's old guitar as his own for now. Although he admits he'll never be good enough to play lead, he's glad to have a wider role in the band, and his logical and careful mind applies to his new musical position quite well. And now for Greg. Now, Greg's the one who's probably changed the least. He was already getting more responsible where we left him off, and he's mellowed out just a bit more, mostly in the sense that almost dying made him appreciate the smaller things a bit more, and made him somewhat clingier with Angus and more sage-like in his few moments of clarity, where his limited experience in the most absurd things applies. One of those absurd things is mainly learning to survive a dead-end town and get by with your sanity and soul intact. He may not be conventionally smart, but he's wise in a few ways and calm enough to express it now. Lastly, we have our little protagonist, May. You see, she's taken up a job at the pickaxe as well, and always glad to start her day working for and with her best friend. She started putting all her trauma towards writing songs to expand the set list, and continuing with her drawing hobby, which has surprisingly good results. She's not as hyperactive due to sleeping less on her new schedule, but she's alright with that. She's learning to live and sacrifice for the future, following Greg's example and adapting to it well enough. But All this time with B has gotten her thinking, and I'm sure a lot of you can see exactly where that's going. The onk on her base here is a bit of a dead giveaway. As a little topper to her development, she's also finally planning to go to therapy, but at the point that I'm currently writing, she hasn't yet found a therapist. Kind of difficult to do when the only doctor in town is a total quack. So, here they all are. The main cast of my upcoming Night in the Woods fic, titled Getting Anywhere. Obviously titled after Die Anywhere Else. Don't expect any involvement of the supernatural, at least I'm not planning to now. But expect drama, romance, general fluff, and quite a few jokes I'm surprising myself with. I feel like I really nailed matching the art style of the game while providing more perspective than the game art allows. What do you guys think? So, another Patreon poll will be going up after this. The choices this time are my fanfic version of Izuku Midoriya from Henshin Hero Academia, one of the OCs from my Naruto fic titled Konoha's Fatal Joke, or one of my old D&D characters, Sheo Enderson, the explosives-obsessed drunkard gnomish artificer. I hope to see more votes this time, and I hope you love this speed paint and its results. For now, this is Envoy of Kairos, signing out. Later, guys.